Hey y'all, so I am back again. I know, very shocking, but look at my head. Okay, so what had happened was we had our family reunion over the weekend and it was raining. And so, you know, I told you, don't take much for the old head to go right back to kinky with just a little bit of moisture. And so that's what happened. A little bit of moisture, and here we are. So I'm just getting out of the shower, and I have an interview tomorrow, virtual, but I don't want my hair to look like this. So what I did, and I'll just give you a little quick tip too. If you're getting ready to do something to your hair and you know that you're going to spritz it with water, if you're getting ready to take a shower, just don't wear a shower cap. So that's what it is that you see now. It wasn't, you know, it didn't have these extra little waves in it, but that's because I didn't wear a shower cap in the shower because I want my hair a little bit moist, of course, so that I can twist it. So what we're gonna do is dry twist on my hair because it's still stretched. It's just no longer straight. So that's what we're doing today. And I'm not going to use any tools as far as comb. Well, I'm going to use the brush for my edges, but I'm not going to comb my hair because I don't typically comb it when it's in this stage because I feel like you're, you know, just pulling your hair out. So we're not going to put a comb to it, but we are going to use our fingers and get it going. So right now the back is pretty moist. The center, because it was pulled up, not so much. So I'm going to spritz just a little bit in the top, just so that my hair is manageable, you know, because you want to add some moisture to it before you start messing with it, you know, unless you're wearing your hair straight. So, all right, so the products we'll be using today, we're going to use my As I Am buttercream, twisting buttercream. We're going to use some jam for my edges. And then I'm also going to grease my scalp with some Blue Magic. So let's get everything opened up to make it easy, and let's get started. All right, so I don't think I'm gonna wear the same part. I'm trying to debate if I want to put my part on a different side or if I want to try to wear a bang. I'm thinking about cutting me a bang. I'm just not sure if I want to do that, or do I want to do a center part? Let's do a center part. Our handy tote. And let's just put a little part down the middle. And it's gonna be, you know, my hair is tight right now, so. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna do a center part. And now we're gonna grease our scalp. And this is something I didn't used to do, but as time went on, I don't know, I ran across something. I don't know whether it was someone talking about, you know, how we used to grease our scalp growing up, or whether it was another naturalists talking about it, but I started back greasing my scalp probably about a year ago maybe, and I've noticed that I'm not having as many like my hair is not as dry since I've started back greasing my scalp. And I know that that was a thing with being natural. For the longest, a lot of naturalistas, I believe is what we used to call them, were, you know, against putting, you know, grease in the scalp. And so I went many years without greasing my scalp. And when I started back doing it, I noticed that my hair was not as dry. So I would say if you were one of those people that kind of got caught up in that no longer greasing your scalp, I would say go back to doing it. Because I've noticed a difference since I started back doing it. So now, yep, I'm back greasing my scalp. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then now I am going to put some gel on my edges. Now, because with this, I do want my edges to look sleek. Because, like, you know, my hair, even though it's going to be curly, it's still going to be like a curly straight. And so I try to maintain my edges being straight as well. And I'm actually going to put some on my back as well. Because I know them little cuckabugs, you know, kind of be popping out a little bit. Is that okay? I hope it is. So we're going to do that. And then close that up. Grab us a paper towel. I'm just trying to have conversation, so I don't have to put music or anything, you know, on this video. Figure out how to talk to you guys. All right, so there we go with our edges, nice and sleek. All right, and then that's it for tools. We're not doing anything else with that. All right. And now let's get to twisting. We're gonna just twist this up. And I had my hair like in a ponytail today because I went walking outside today, and so I pinned it up, put the ponytail in the back and just kind of wrapped that front, is what you were seeing, and then had a scarf, like a little cloth scarf bandana like thing that you just go around the front of your head. You've seen them in my other videos. And that was how I wore my hair today. And I think with this, we're going to just kind of twist it down in the front. And I don't have like a special way that I do this. I just twist it. But I try to separate it as I go, so that it's not, you know, tangled up when you go to unravel it. And I'm just going to do that in the front, and then the back will be single twist. Whew. Did I charge my fan? I don't think I did. Child, that darn fan gets... I brought it back up here because I had it at my vendor event. It's still, it'll come on, it's gonna cut right off because I ran it out there and forgot to charge it up. Intermission. You hear how slow it's blowing. It's getting ready to cut off. But it might give me just enough. It's really because I just got out of the shower. So because I just got out of the shower, your girl is a little, her body temperature hadn't come down. Whew, okay, I ain't gonna make y'all do that. Or maybe I did charge the thing, but oh, it's running on this last leg, I know. But we'll let it run. Alrighty. And I'm just separating my hair with my fingers. And I just still get so amazed at how healthy my hair still is. I mean, I'm so happy and I feel so blessed for that. Because going into menopause, perimenopause, menopause, I was really, really worried. But I just tried to keep, you know, taking care of my hair during the process. And it seems to have worked. Yeah, it just cut off. And so now I'm kind of on the fence that we're cutting it. I know. And I'm just kind of rubbing, like kind of running my thumb through my hair just to make sure it's detangled. Like it doesn't, I'm not looking for perfectly detangled, but as long as there's not any major kinks in it. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Should I do this as one? What y'all think? What y'all think? We're gonna do it as one. And those ends, Lord knows if I can tell you anything, make sure you keep them ends moisturized. Because what? That's the oldest part of your hair. And if you don't take care of them ends, you can hang it up because the damage is just gonna work its way up. So I try to keep my ends moisturized. Now don't get me wrong, I go periods where my hair just is in a ponytail. And I'm not combing it or anything. It's just in a ponytail. I may brush it, but I don't, you know, comb through my ends. You know, I'm just winging it day by day. And I go through those stages. But as long as you, for me, as long as I'm not, and see that my hair, I get, you know, some shedding. I don't think you should be pulling out big chunks of hair, you know. but you're gonna have natural shedding. So don't be alarmed by that. But yeah, so I go periods and don't mess with my hair. And it's okay as long as you know, I do for the most part sleep on a satin pillowcase especially when I'm not doing my hair. And I do try to, you know, take care of my ponytail. If I decide that I'm just going to wear a ponytail for a while, I do try to take care of it. Like when I see it gets too dry or whatever, I may wet it. Wear a wet ponytail for a while. You know, you have to, you know, be cognizant of your hair and just not let it get too far gone. If you go through stages to where it's like, I can't be doing my hair every day or whatever, I get it. I totally get it and I totally understand. And that's realistic. That's real life, you know. It's a lot of work maintaining your natural hair. You know, like I said, this is, you know, but I know people that's been natural their whole life. But most of the people I know that's been natural their whole life, they pretty much keep their hair straight. And for me, that's not what I choose to do, because I like my hair in the natural state too, in the kinky state. You know, everybody don't feel that way. You know, some people feel like, you know, like I said, I had one of my cousins tell me one time, and this was like I'm thinking I'm gonna go the other way, yeah. I had a cousin, she's an older cousin, so we used to refer to her, if you're in the black community, you already know, we referred to her as an aunt because she was my mom's age. And, you know, so even though she was a cousin, we called her an aunt. And so for the sake of, well, I'm just going to say aunt for y'all, but she wasn't my real aunt, but she was a cousin. But anyway, I went to I'm going to say cousin because I don't want somebody to pick up in the middle of a video and it might be somebody related to me or something. And they say, which aunt said that to her? Because it wasn't one of my aunts for real. But, so my older cousin, she, when I first went natural and my hair was still short, and she was used to seeing me with permed, you know, longer hair. And either longer hair or, you know, because I used to cut my hair a lot. I wore a lot of short hairstyles when I was natural. When I was permed or relaxed, because I just liked the short haircuts. And so, but my dad's side of the family has long hair. And so when she saw me and I was natural and my hair was short, I walked up in her house, child, that Dana said to me, she said, if you don't do something about that nappy ass shit on your head, that's what she said to me. I was like, and for a while, I was very self-conscious after that. I was a little self-conscious after that. But my husband, you know, rest his soul, that man rode for his wife. And he was just like, you know, ain't nothing wrong with your hair, you know. Which it wasn't anything wrong with it. I wore my hair in pretty styles when it was short and natural. I probably styled my hair the most then and was rocking some really pretty hairstyles. Like I used to get more compliments then than I did once it grew out. You know, once it grew out, it was just like, oh, your hair is pretty or whatever. But when it was short and I was wearing all them hairstyles, oh, how'd you do that? Oh, you know. But yeah, she said that to me. Child, I was like, oh, I was embarrassed. It was just like, what in the what? But yeah, she didn't like She ain't like that natural look. She ain't like that natural look to her. But it's not for, it's not for everybody, you know. Because matter of fact, I think her hair was natural. You know, rest her soul, she's no longer with us. But I believe her hair was natural, but she wore it straight. You know, like I said, most people I know who's been natural, they, you know, straighten their hair. You know, like hot comb straighten or flat iron straighten, whichever time in life, you know, that's what they did. That's what they do. But for me, I don't know. I'm different, you know. Like I said, I'm an Aquarius. We different. And so with that, you know, I don't follow the crowd. I do what I want to do. And I like, you know, the kinky look. Actually, I like the kinky look more than I do the straight look for me. But I do like to wear my hair straight sometime. You know, I do like to see it straight sometimes, stretched, you know, completely out. I do enjoy that. But as you can tell, it's not very sustainable for me, you know, so because of that, I don't want to get myself caught up into I have to have my hair straight. Because if I feel like if I do that, then what's going to happen is my hair is going to start breaking off. And we don't want that. That was, you know, that's not part of why we're doing this thing. So, yeah. But today I walked with my weighted vest. And I talked on the phone while I walked, so I was able to walk a lot longer. Because I wasn't thinking about, you know, how many laps I was doing. But yeah, I feel good every time I get out. Well, anytime I walk, period, I feel good. So if you're of this age, it is definitely worth doing if you are trying to maintain, you know, your health, your stamina, you know, it's worth doing. And I don't shoot for, like, I'm not out there trying to walk 5 miles and all that stuff. I'm not doing all that. I walk really until I get tired. That's really what I do. I walk until I get tired. You know, I try to push for, I at least want to do a mile every time I walk. But hell, if I get tired before a mile, then I'm going to stop, you know, because I don't feel like it's about the movement, you know. There are a lot of older people that live to be 90s and over, and they ain't out there walking 10,000 steps a day, you know. So I don't necessarily subscribe to that, because our ancestors wasn't doing no damn 10,000 steps a day. You know, it wasn't like part of their regimen. You know, we got to get 10,000 steps in a day. It wasn't like, you know, we know it wasn't like that. So, yeah, I don't strive necessarily for that. I just want to, you know, be healthy. and remaining active is part of being healthy. That's how I look at it. Eating right, you know. Of course, eating right. And then that, they say that isometric, was it isometric training, or I don't think it's called training, but isometric exercises or whatever, they say those are good for you. And so I'm getting ready to try to start doing that. And stretching, keeping your body flexible is good. But yeah, 10,000 steps a day, that's a lot. You know, it can be done. I'm not saying it can't be done, but that's a lot. And it depends on what you do for a living, how much time you get as to whether or not you can do that. Child, look at her. And we're not even straight anymore. So maybe I'll make this the road to waist length. I said I wanted to get to waist length. That was what I said in the beginning. We'll see. We still gonna keep pushing it to see. We get to waist length, then I cut it. Maybe that'll be the goal. Get the waist length and then cut it. Y'all, I done talked through this whole video, so I don't even think I'm gonna be able to speed it up. So I'm sorry if y'all be wanting me to speed up the hair videos. I don't know. But anywho, we on the last one, child. We on the last one. Child, I got a piece of hair that done went to the wrong side. Just crossing over to the other side. Now that is the one thing you run into when you don't, you know, part your hair. But I don't feel like you need to be putting, you know, trying to comb through your hair and stuff out too much. Now that I don't feel like you need to be doing. Like now if you wearing your hair straight, yeah, you're gonna have to comb through it. But when it's not straight, you just need to be separating that junk. You know, to get it where it's not tangled. But as far as combing through it, I wouldn't recommend that because it's putting too much stress on your hair. You know, and especially think about it. I blow dried my hair and flat ironed it. And now it's reverting back. So that will be a lot of, you know, manipulation of my hair if I started combing in it right now. So I ain't doing it. Now, Ekima, one would say, are you going to stretch it and pin it down? That's a good question. I am thinking I will. And the reason why I'm going to do it this time is not so much to stretch it because it is stretched. Because I don't mind it kind of poofing up a little bit from here because it's only going to poof up just a little bit. And it's not going to stay that way. So I don't mind it necessarily doing it now. But I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think what I'm going to do, because my plan was not to do it anyway. I think what I'm going to do is just roll the ends. Yep, we can really do this. but I ain't getting ready to do it. It's not getting ready to be dynamic, y'all, so don't be saying, oh hell, here she go with them damn rollers again. Don't even say it. Don't even say it, because it ain't getting ready to be like that, see? But we're going to do this just to kind of keep it neat. To keep it neat, we'll do this. And then, don't say nothing either. Don't even start saying nothing. Like, here we go again. Don't click off the darn video, because you want to say, here she go with them damn rollers again. We ain't about to make it that. We ain't about to do all that. We ain't about to do all that, y'all. Which way? I don't know. You know I don't know. I'm wanting to say it should go down, but I'm thinking it might can go up. Yeah. And then we're just going to put these last 3 on this one. And that way we can roll it up. I mean, we can tie it down. Oh darn, where's my, I think my darn tie. I think my tie is in the dryer. So let's see. I got another one in here. Because bonnets make me hot. Like to put the whole bonnet on. Going through having these hot flashes, me and that bonnet don't get along. So I usually don't put no bonnet on. The scarf seems just a little, you know, lighter. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all. Now we ready for bed. And then in the morning, when I take her down, I'll let y'all see what she's looking like. I'm afraid she's going to be wet. That's what I'm worried about. Not wet, but still damp. I'm afraid that that's going to be the issue, but we ain't going to worry about that right now. We just going to, if it's damp, it'll dry, you know, as the day go on, but that's what we're going to do. Still got to take it down either way it go, because like I said, I got an interview. Anywho, I know this was a long video. I apologize. I hope you guys sticked around to the end. If you did, you are the bomb, and I appreciate you. Anywho, let me get ready to go to bed. I appreciate you all for watching. I hope you got something out of this video, whether it was a little tip that I gave or, you know, something, you know. But anywho, yeah, you see what state my hair is in, so I'll be back with some more videos, I'm sure. Even if it's just something simple like a little protective style that I'm gonna, you know, that I'll do to go out into the world without my hair looking crazy, you know. So I'll pop back on when I do something else to it. But in the meantime, in between time, I'll see y'all in the morning and we'll see how this turns out. But anywho, love you guys, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, guys. So I have already, as you can tell, got myself together a little bit. I'm gonna leave these on for a while because I've not worn them in over a week, and I can tell that what it was doing for my eyes, it's kind of stopped doing for my eyes. So I'm sorry, but I'm gonna leave these on, and I'll take a picture later when I take this off. Yeah, for the video, I'll take an actual picture of me with my hair complete, without these patches on. All right, so anywho, let's go ahead and get this stuff taken down. See, I wasn't going for curl. I knew it wasn't gonna really curl it because it didn't really have time. And this one, for some reason, one of them always opens up on its own. But this is what we're looking like. And I know that back be terrible because I don't put, you know, I'm not trying to make it pretty. But let's get these things taken down. I'm not going to add any oil to my hands because I have just got through lotioning my face and hands. And my hair is very moisturized, as you can tell. Let's see if I can even show you on my hands. See, it's very moisturized. So I don't really, I mean, you know, I put the oil on my fingertips sometimes before I take my hair down, but it's not necessary all the time. You have to be able to judge, you know, for yourself. But I hope you guys are having an amazing morning so far. It is Thursday. And I'm just trying to separate it naturally. Okay, so far so good. And as you can tell, I'm just kind of rolling it back so that it makes it easy to unravel. My stomach growling. I don't eat this early though. I usually don't eat till about 3 o'clock. But I'll have my coffee. And then if you see yourself get caught like that where it's tangled, just go to the end and release it from there. Don't pull from the top or you're gonna miss your curls. See right there, I got another one. Right here, see that? I'm just gonna release it from the bottom, see? But yeah, I'm gonna have my coffee and then that'll suppress my appetite until it's time to eat something. So I've still been fasting as far as eating. I try not to eat until later in the day, and then I try to still stay with the 1 meal a day. Okay. And we'll fix it here. Let's get this back done. Okay, and so with the back, child, that takes some TLC on that back. So I just kind of fluff it. All right, and I know normally I don't get a comb and fluff and, you know, poof my roots, but we're gonna do it today just because it does help add volume to your hair. So got my comb here, and I'm just gonna do that. And all I'm doing is just kind of pulling or stretching my roots out. You know, you're just going in and just tugging lightly, gently. Don't comb through, of course. And you can see it. You can tell the difference in this side, that side. So that's kind of what that does. In case you know, prefer to do yours that way. I used to do this all the time, but I kind of stopped doing it. But it does help make it look fuller. And you don't want to mess with it too much because, I mean, if you're trying to hold on to your curls, you don't want to mess with it too much, but you can clearly see the difference. And so that's why people do that, in case you were wondering. That's why folks do this. It does make a difference. But you have to, you know, kind of be careful when you're doing it because you don't want to get to pulling on your hair too much. All right, so what y'all think? Do y'all like it better like this? I think most people, when they see my hair, they prefer it like this. When it's poofed out like this. All right, let me get my mirror and see what my back is doing. And I'm just gonna fluff a little more. You know, you can shake your hair too, you know, to fluff it out more, but child, I'm getting too old to be doing all that. Been out there and get to shaking like that and get dizzy. What? All right, so I think that's it. I think that's all. Okay, I like it. Y'all like it? What do y'all think? Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you like my hair. If you plan to try to do it yourself. If it was in any type of way of benefit to you. Did it help you? Did I give you some hidden gems throughout this long conversation? Like, let me know. All right, anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, y'all, because I'm so sorry this video was so long, but I was doing my hair. I mean, you know, hey, it takes time to do your hair. But anyway, like I said, I'll do some pictures without these eye patches, but this is the look for today. I like it. I like my hair like this, y'all. I can wear my hair like this all the time. But, you know, sometimes, you know, you want something different. So, yeah. But, yeah, I love it. But anywho, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. And have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye. POV. I can't tell where your hair ends and mine begins. If I had a body's tattoos, I would think that it's your skin. If I moved to a green, that's true, I would think it's my reflection. In this cold season, close enough. You could tell every time we touch, every time we love. Wish you could feel me, you could pull me. One